some luck, some good fortune, got some loose balls, got some tip balls, those kind of things change the course.
Welcome back. Invention and innovation are just one half of the technology equation. If inventions don't reach consumers who can buy and use them, they might as well never have been invented at all. Joining us is a businesswoman who makes it her job to market Filipino innovations in the edgy field of biotechnology. She's Maoi Arroyo, the CEO and founder of Hybridigm Consulting. Hybridigm is the first technology consulting firm here in the Philippines. Maoi, thank you very much for coming to Future Perfect.
Thanks, Tony.
Hybridigm, by the name itself alone, is a hybrid. A hybrid and a what? A paradigm?
Yes. So I did the Filipino sari-sari store thing and I just smooshed them together.
All right, but biotechnology. We were talking to Dr. Salvacion of Mapua, and he's also, and to Congressman Angelo Palmones. They're talking about biotechnology, the biotech industry. What does it actually cover? Anong mga products that come out of biotechnology?
Well, then the easy way to think about biotechnology is it's just a collection of techniques that use living things and the characteristics of living things to make products and services better, faster, or cheaper. Okay. So it covers medical because, as Congressman Palmones says, erythromycin was isolated from Philippine soil bacteria.
And you can confirm that?
I can confirm that. That's Dr. Abelardo Aguilar.
Okay, yung pala yung pangalan nun.
In 1952, it was called Ilozone because it was from Iloilo.
Oh, okay.
If you have the misfortune of having cancer, for example, the chemotherapeutic drug Taxol is actually isolated from a Pacific yew tree in Mount Pulag.
A Pacific?
Yew, Y-E-W.
Okay, what is a yew tree?
Yes. So there. It's just one of the many trees we have in the Philippines.
Never heard of it. A yew
That's
tree.
Okay. I'm the biologist. As long as I've heard of it, I think the country's fine.
I don't think it grows in my backyard. A Pacific yew tree.
Probably not. It's pretty rare.
It's pretty rare. Okay, and making it and actually getting something that is useful from it, that probably will be expensive.
Well, it was. I mean, to make drugs, for example, is very expensive, and it takes about $803 million and 16 years if you're lucky to make a new drug. So, but fortunately, for example, in medicine, we have an advantage in the Philippines because we have 1,000 medicinal plants. And these are just the ones that we've done research on.
Yes.
Right? So, and there are many sources of therapies. We can also do diagnostics, meaning like, do I have cancer or not? Can you tell me now? You know? And then you have agriculture. So, you have things like biofertilizers, biopesticides, meaning things that don't use chemicals to either kill weeds or fertilize. Organic. Or really, really organic. And other, sort of like, let's say, mango butter, which you might be able to find in many cosmetic stores, right? You can actually get that from the seed oil of mangoes.
Okay.
So technically, agricultural biotechnology is very widespread. It's in food, it's in agriculture. Right, and that affects everybody, like the farmer, and the fisherman, who could be a contract grower or producer, and the processor, who could be a businessman, and the consumer, which is you and me, because who doesn't want to look good? So that's agriculture, biotechnology, and then of course industrial, which means better processes, better ways to dye our native fabrics, cleaner wastewater management. Maybe we can develop it. Maybe we can develop a biodegradable sachet, which would make us going to the beach a lot nicer because you wouldn't have floating sachets in the water.
Yes. All right. So your background actually as a scientist was with what?
Biology. I'm a biologist from the University of the Philippines in Diliman.
And how did you get interested in the idea of marketing the research that goes into these biotechnology discoveries?
Well, one, I'm weird. Secondarily,
and how often does that?
Well, I think
you got the idea from where?
I got the idea because I've always been interested. I'm the third generation entrepreneur, I should say.
Okay.
My grandmother and grandfather founded Greg Shoes, which is one of the first shoe companies in the Philippines.
Okay. Can we do a wide and see if this is Greg Shoes?
Yes, this is
Greg.
Laila Almario, actually, who's the heir to the Greg Shoes fortune.
This is shoe technology.
Shoe technology. Yeah.
So it runs in the family that you actually do trade, right?
Yes. But I'm afraid the whole science geeky thing, that's just mine. I love science because it's a nice way of making sense of the world. It's a very structured way of thinking, and the innovations that come from science make tons and tons of money. Tons and tons of money for many, many different industries.
But maybe that also begs the question, if science makes money, then why aren't we pouring more money into science R&D here in this country so that we can make more money? I mean, obviously, some other researchers have talked about how Japan and Korea have leapfrogged over more advanced countries because they poured money into R&D. And we're not doing that now? Right?
No, we're not. I think we're a very young country, obviously, relative to other nations. And most of the people with money have made their money through real estate and retail, right? And the service sector is the fastest growing sector in the Philippines. So most people invest in what they know. So if you tell an average businessman that, well, invest in this and in 3 years, you'll get your money back. But for those 3 years, we're going to burn like 100,000 to 200,000 pesos every month.
So
he's going to think, are you insane? I'll just put up a food cart.
And that makes me money faster.
Right. And most large Filipino companies, they're used to what we call importing mature technologies. For example, everyone has a cell phone, right? We're the largest users of cell phones in the ASEAN region, but we don't make cell phones, right?
Does that make perfect sense to a businessman that we don't make cell phones, but we are consumers of cell phones or users of cell phones?
No, I think it's also it doesn't make sense at all because you obviously see a market. And an entrepreneur naturally wants to tap that market.
Sure.
It just takes a lot of investment to do so. And I think that hopefully the Aquino administration will do its part in promoting science and technology because there are databases online where technologies that are ready for commercialization can be found.